Hello and welcome to My Take with John Britt. I am John Britt. January 6, 2021 will go down into the history books. I have no doubt that my kids' will be reading it in their U.S. history government class. If they have U.S. history at that time. That's beyond the point. So, what we looked at was horrifying. Drastically discouraging to every single American. Even half of the Americans that have been interviewed said what they did was wrong and disturbing. Me personally, I condemn any of this violence. Going after any officers, going after the building itself, going after anything like that is massively unsettling. I think most Americans looked at the coverage and was like, what is going on? Is this America or is this a third world country? It was embarrassing to us. It was embarrassing to the people involved. It was embarrassing to the rest of the world to watch as America, a beacon of hope, watched as hoodlums, thugs, and idiots ran into the Capitol building to siege it. Now, could this have been drastically worse? Yeah, and I am thankful to God that it did not go worse than it did. There was 2 bombs found. Luckily, they didn't go off. There was an idiot running around with zip ties. What's the purpose of the zip ties? Most people, the only assumption that they can think of is to take hostages. So, we're glad that didn't happen. Outside, there was a 70-year-old with guns and enough materials to make 12 Molotov cocktails. So, did it go as well as it should have? No, we definitely needed more people there. Who's at fault for not having more people? Well, that's something we'll probably have to look at, and I'm sure somebody will get the blame. There's already the Capitol Police Chief has resigned. That does not change the fact of the lives that were lost during this time. Media is putting it as 5. I'm okay with that assessment. I'm really looking at the 2 people that really did die in the event. You had a 35-year-old woman that shouldn't have been there. Decided to try to climb into a window, and obviously an officer felt threatened and opened fire, ending her life. And you also had an officer, Brian Sicknick, that got trampled. No one's actually sure exactly what has happened. There has been some thoughts that he got hit by a fire extinguisher. The issue is that those lives shouldn't have been lost. Brian Sicknick's life definitely should not have been lost. There should have never been any issue. Why the other 3 that I kind of am looking at is because if you die from a heart attack at a baseball game, does it say the baseball game killed the dude? Probably not. All life matters and all deaths are extremely sad in this case. But I just don't know if I can agree that a person died from a heart attack is involved in the death of a riot. That's just my personal opinion. You can take it as it is with that. Should any of the images that we have seen happened? One of the funniest ones I saw today was an attorney was like, dude, yeah, you have a picture of my client. He has a podium. He's walking out and smiling with it. I am a lawyer, not a magician. Now, should every one of these people be locked up? In my opinion, yes. All of them. Every single person that went into that Capitol building deserves to be locked up. I have no problems with any of that. Was there a lot of idiots that just kind of followed with the flow? Sure, but they need to have consequences too. Should the people that had caused harm and destruction, should they be held probably a little bit more accountable? Yeah, there was a few people that walked through solemnly and left. I don't know if that person should get the same punishment as a person that beat the police officer or hit police officers with flags. My personal opinion is no. Should they get a punishment? Yeah, but you have to look at what the means of it was. A lot of people are saying everybody that went through was because of insurrection. I looked at some of these people. I don't think they know what insurrection means. I don't think we can look at it and be like, dude, everyone that went through that building knew what they were doing. No, the people that really meant it, they should be accountable. They need to be held. And they need to go to jail. Simple as that. I have no problem with seeing in the news, hey, this guy that hurt an officer or this guy that ran through and caused problems has a 10-year jail sentence. I got no issues with that. I'm completely in agreement. President Trump a few months ago issued that warning. So I am totally okay with upholding that and saying, hey, you go to jail for 10 years. That's the rules. I'm okay with that. So obviously, this is going to lead to many other issues that we're also going to be looking at. But January 6th is the day that we can look at and go, hey, that was a problem for our country. Now, am I going to blame every single person there? No. To lump every single person that was at that rally as an insurrectionist is completely asinine. It is dumb and stupid. There was approximately anywhere, the numbers fluctuate depending on what site you're looking at, anywhere from 100,000 to 500,000 people. And the guess of how many people went in to the Capitol or was actually causing issues is anywhere from 1,000 to 15,000, depending on what numbers you look at. You cannot lump them together. You cannot cause everybody there to say, hey, you were all there for insurrection. No, most of them were there as a peaceful protest. Peaceful protests are legal. They're covered under the First Amendment. Did this one get massively out of hand? Did lots of people decide to take that peaceful protest and go to non-peaceful issues and riots? Yes, it did. And those people need to be punished. That's my take. Please give me your take in the comments. As always, thank you for watching and have an amazing day.